And we're back for the final beer. Dave, it's your time to go first.
That's it's an interesting one. It's sour. It's I wouldn't say it's bitter. I'd say it's sour more than bitter. But it's not.
Did you rinse your glass?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. It's No, I like it. It's a bit gassy. But that could be because it's the sixth one as well, though. Unfortunately, but I do like it. It reminds me of a beer that I had in England a couple of years ago, from a company called Oakham. I'd say it's probably a pale ale though, but it's slightly stronger than the last couple. I'd say it's probably in the 5% range.
Okay, Virginia.
Nice
Microphone is right in front of you.
I felt it, yeah. I would say this is more in the style of the American IPA. It's nice and carbonated. It's fizzy. I would describe it as bitter. It smells like really good cannabis. I would say that's probably what kind of hops would that be? The Cascade hops?
Medicinal or the regular one?
I would say
you being
medicinal.
from the States, you would know the difference. Yes.
the kind you get in Northern California.
Yes.
It's we were talking about Chico earlier in Sierra Nevada. It would remind me of drinking a nice Sierra Nevada, which was my first really good kind of pale ale.
It's not as malty as Sierra Nevada, though. I think.
Or bitter, yeah.
Yeah, it's got a nice hoppy nose, but almost so I want more of it. I want more of that nose. It doesn't quite give what it promises on the nose. I don't get the sour, but it's quite bitter. I'd call it an IPA. I think.
I didn't think I didn't rinse my glass properly. I think it's growing more on me now.
It's nice. It's a nice IPA. Yeah, I can't really say a whole lot more. It's nice hoppy IPA. I'd say 5.2 maybe would be my ABV guess.
I would go for the more PG version of the grass and say it's more like freshly mown grass, to be honest with you. But
yeah, I don't get that really oily, resiny hop kind of nose on it. The hop nose is quite subtle, but then there's quite a lot of hop bitterness in there.
Okay.
It's not too. It's yeah, but I think what you said, it should deliver more on the promise, but it doesn't, and it's a bit wishy washy. It's a bit soapy as well. Do you not get that? No, just a little bit.
Soapy?
Yeah, just a little taste. Again, it could be the residue in my glass from the last one. But
Virginia, the microphone is in front of you.
The most predominant flavor is bitter. It's very carbonated. That's why I would say it was more like an American IPA, and I would guess the ABV to be around 5%.
Okay, Dave.
yeah, I think it's above 5. It's 5.4 maybe. It's hard. Between 5 and 5.5. 5.4 we go with that.
5.4?
I think so.
Okay, I need to move again. All right, this is the problem of not having a system. Thank you. Okay, Kieran.
I think going with the consensus there, the ABV is whatever Virginia said. I think it's a bitter IPA. It's a nice IPA. It's not the nicest Irish IPA I've tasted.
We're definitely going for that West Coast style, though. I think.
Yeah, it's a good. I think it's a good IPA.
Okay.
Consensus on that. It's a good IPA.
If you guys you think you had this before?
I've definitely had a beer that tasted like this, but then again, as I said in the last segment, there's so many people making, as Virginia said, it's the lager of our generation now. Everyone's making an IPA, so it's very hard to, especially blind, try to distinguish. If you see a few different IPAs in a glass, you can almost tell.
I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna say, is it 8 degrees?
No, I'm afraid not.
They're what is it called anymore? It's been a while. I've been in America for the last few weeks. What is the 8 degrees? Really nice kind of IPA. Howling Gale.
Howling Gale is a pale ale.
That's true. Well, is the pale ale the new debate about stout and lagers. Is it a pale ale?
Well,
Is it an IPA? Is it
technically
an
the-
American IPA? I don't know.
Technically, the categories of pale ale and IPA overlap a little bit each
It would
other.
be the ABV. Yeah.
It's again. I think I have tasted it, but like I said, it's hard to tell. It's not as on point as the Metal Man one, where you can tell what it is. It's not as distinctive as the Metal Man one.
Could it be sabotage? Trouble with sabotage.
No, I'm afraid not.
Okay.
So far, nobody guessed it. Of all the beer tonight, only one beer was guessed, and that one was pretty much guessed by everybody on the panel. So
I enjoy this beer. I will drink
It's-
this beer
yeah,
again
it's
once
good.
I find out what it is.
Is it from Dungarvan?
neither, no.
Oh,
Okay, guys, we're gonna take the blindfold off because we have very little time, so it's time to reveal the beer.
It's pale. It's very pale.
oh it's
Isn't it
Bo
just
Bristle.
like sunshine in a
It's
glass?
the IPA from Bo Bristle.
Ah, I like it.
We've had it on the show before. The first time you came on the show, we had this beer. It was one of the last one we tasted just before.
Who are these
Was that the
guys?
one I made everyone
Oh,
think was a
Tipperary.
saison?
So
Was that the one I made everyone think was a saison?
I don't remember. I would have to listen to that specific segment again, but I remember that at the time we had a discussion about IPAs and pale ale, which one is which, and everybody pretty much described it, I think, as a pale ale at the time.
Yeah, I think it's at that point where it could be labelled as either.
Okay, can you just remind me quickly what was the ABV you guessed?
5.4.
Okay, Virginia,
5.
5.
I think I was going
You went with
5.2 or
Virginia.
the same as
5.2,
Virginia.
yeah.
I think 5.2 was my actual guess.
Okay, the trophy goes for the whole evening goes to Virginia, 5%.
Oh wow.
She knows her fermentation.
Yes. And she does ferment things with no alcohol, so
We have to be very careful about our own ABV.
yes.
Yeah.
So,
That was delicious.
isn't it?
Tell us about Bo Bristol a little bit while we have time.
Robert Bristol is they've been around since 2011.
Where are they? Offaly, is it?
Sorry,
Are they in Offaly or Tipperary?
I think they didn't. I had some notes, and
so
it
hard
was
to
so
keep up
crazy
now,
at the
isn't
beginning of
it?
the show that I forgot.
So hard to keep up with Irish breweries.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's so many.
It's fantastic.
they've had quite a few good beers. They had some also very imaginative beer. Last year, they came up with a bacon beer.
Yeah,
The
but they
smoke beer,
shouldn't
yeah.
have.
Sorry.
They shouldn't have.
But
Actually, it was. You know what? I think that
No, I love
we need
innovation.
this kind of innovation. And okay, maybe it was not the greatest beer, but they definitely have to be applauded for coming up with a beer like that.
I thought it was
You're
very-
right. I applaud innovation, but
I thought it was very
that
like-
beer was terrible.
I thought it was very
really
like-
thought it was terrible.
I really thought that the eighth one from Germany, the Schneckler, is it? I can't pronounce it. The one in the black bottle with the yellow label. It tastes like smoky bacon crisps. And then the whole beer, you're thinking, do I like this? No, I don't like it. Do I
Yeah,
like it? No.
I know I've had that, and I kind of have that experience with it.
Well, as a vegan, the best part about bacon is its crunchiness. When you're drinking it, that's kind of gross.
But the thing I had with the Bo Bristle smoked one was that I'm glad I had a half, because
Yeah.
I think if I had more than a half,
To be honest, I didn't find it particularly smoky. I thought it tasted like it was infected or something.
Yeah.
It just wasn't for me. It really wasn't for me. But again, applaud the innovation. Go for it, you know?
well, at least someone is like, that's what, like, well, the point I was making. Like, everyone's making a pale ale, and some people are doing it well, and some people are doing it all right. But
Yeah.
what you need is
Yeah.
someone
It's
who's
great to see people just...
to put their neck out and say,
Yeah,
well, I want to
yeah.
do this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, we almost finished with the show. So you had another good experience. This is the second time.
I love blind tastings.
I'll
Okay.
definitely come back
I
here
think
if I'm
I love
invited.
blind tastings too.
Yeah, they're eye-opening.
Oh my God, Kieran,
One Bo
That-
Bristol too many.
that was terrible. But Sam, I wish I'd said it. I really wish I'd said that.
Okay, I'm afraid we're running out of time. I want to
What
thank
did you
you.
think? What did you,
One more
Alan,
beer.
what did you think of that
One
The
one?
Bo Bristle? I actually love the. No, I'm sorry, I don't have any more beer. I love the Bo Bristle. I think, like pretty much every beer we've had, they're better on tap than they are on bottles.